So I guess this doesn't really count as a reaction, but this is going to be my response to the RWBY Volume 7 trailer, because I know there's at least 4 of you who care about my opinion on it, and couldn't be bothered to wait till I actually just do a review on the first episode when it comes out, and I can watch it. Which by the time this video comes out, might have already happened. I don't know. So, the RWBY Volume 7 trailer, I've got it open. I'm not going to do an actual reaction, because nobody likes when I do reactions, but you're going to get a reaction anyway if they put RWBY in another death battle. So what do I think? Now before going in, am I hyped for RWBY Volume 7? No. Do I want to watch it? Yes. Do I think it can be good? Potentially. See, the way I look at it is that when I'm thinking about RWBY Volume 7, I think that it's either going to be really bad, and it's going to give me something to like make videos on, or it's going to be really good, and it's going to satisfy me. I'm not going to either make videos because I would have gotten enough out of the viewing experience. I don't think it's going to be somewhere in the middle. RWBY's not a show where it's an in-the-middle thing. Oh, you know, now I say that I feel silly, because Volume 6 was sort of in the middle, and I still had videos to make about that, but I made a lot more videos on Volume 5 than I did on Volume 6, because Volume 6 was just so average to me. Alright, so I do kind of want to see Volume 7. I am interested in RWBY. I want to see how this ends. I want to see this end. Let's get started.
I'm trying to do what I think is best, but I really can't tell if what's best is what's right.
So the first thing that strikes me is that RWBY's saying she doesn't know if what's best is what's right. It seems so backwards for a character. The only way it would make sense to me would be if, like, something in Atlas really affects her, and she's like, oh my god, this is my fault, I did something wrong. The problem is that RWBY being such a naive character is something that's, well, okay, for the most part it's been forgotten in Volume 6 and Volume 5, because she's so smart now. She knows what she's doing, she leads everyone like a perfect leader, when her naivety, I think, is like one of the reasons Ozpin got her as leader. And it just strikes me as weird. I'm not going to make comments on how bad the volume's going to be or how bad the trailer is, because I haven't seen the volume, and to me, the quality of a trailer isn't that relevant to me.
Oh, what do we do?
Well,
I can't. That garbage sword looked so bad. Yeah, it barely looks like he's holding it. It barely looks like he was making contact with that garbage bin. I don't want to go into animation things, because once it's a trailer, we might not be looking at finalized video, but this might be the finalized animation, and that didn't look too good. Maybe what leads up to it will make it better in context. I don't know, maybe this guy's just got telekinesis and he feels the need to hold it really close with his telekinesis. Then again, Glinda has telekinesis and she can cause weather phenomena with her telekinesis. So, obviously telekinesis means something very different in RWBY to what it means in real life. Real life telekinesis does not involve lasers and causing crystal rain from the sky. Glinda's semblance is telekinesis, by the way. You might not guess that from just watching the first episode.
This whole city, it just seems awful.
Now, what I'm really concerned with about this is how badly they're going to portray Atlas here. It's like this big, oppressed sort of... It looks like it's a really authoritarian, oppressed, do what we say or we'll shoot you sort of place. Super max security rubbish like that. But RWBY has a really bad track record of conveying world building and showing consistent world building. For instance, would you believe me if I told you that Haven is supposed to be the most anti-faunus place in Remnant? Yeah. You might think that would be Atlas, the place that it seems would make the most sense to be anti-faunus, given the kind of characters we've seen from Atlas, but I guess that's just me being fictionally racist. No, but the problem is that Haven is supposed to be super anti-faunus, and their headmaster of their big Huntsman Academy, one of the 4 main, most important, cool, important, great places on the whole world, is headmastered by a faunus. Which to me, it's sort of like if Nazi Germany had a Jewish person for a leader. It doesn't make sense. Don't mistake me as me comparing Nazi Germany and what they did to a fictional show. No, I'm just saying that doesn't make sense. And what I'm concerned is that they're going to either gloss over this potentially interesting bit of world building, or they're just going to completely fuck it up. So now we have a bunch of glory hole Grimm. That's what I'm going with. Fight me. That's what they are to me. And this looks like it's really early because John's hair is Volume 6 hair. The good haircut. Same with Blake's and Ren's and Weiss's. None of them in their redesign. So this is obviously really early in. I don't know what those are supposed to be. Like, why are there saber-toothed cats or Smilodon Grimm? And I guess I know what they're supposed to be. I feel like an idiot now, because I just said what they are. They're Smilodon Grimm. I mean, it's cool, but I don't want to see people killing Smilodon. I love prehistoric creatures. I don't like seeing Smilodon die. Also, I find it hilarious that Yang, like, fires off Emberselica backwards, but it doesn't, like, the actual blasts. Because, like, Emberselica, it fires rounds, and she propels herself by shooting those rounds so fast that the reverse force via physics launches her forward. That means there should be a blast going back. Now, usually this is not a problem because there's no one behind her. We don't need to see it. But right there, she should have fucking blown... she should have fucking blown Blake. She should have blown someone away. It also strikes me as really strange that Yang took initiative instead of RWBY. One of her main character traits is supposed to be that RWBY's really impulsive. But here, Yang is the one rushing ahead. So I want to assume that RWBY told her to, and not that everyone's out of character. Because if RWBY decided to cool down, was like, Yang, attack. I choose you. Fair enough. That would make perfect sense. That looked like an incredibly unnecessary act, Ren. I feel like you could have accomplished that without Weiss's help. So here we can see that the Glory Hole Grimm are back, and now they're in their redesigns, and... okay, the smear on Magnahild looks really off. Don't ask me why I've memorized all the weapons' names. I'm a loser, that's why. This is also much later in the series. I don't know who that random person next to them is, or who those two random people next to Team RWBY are. I'm going to assume they're Philip and Joe, because I couldn't be bothered looking it up. Now, I do like the idea of bringing the Geist back and allowing to possess other things, even if the last fight with the Geist was one of the worst animated scenes of any first episode of RWBY. You can go watch RWBY is Broken, but you don't need to get that it's not the best animated. But hey, they have room to improve. Ironwood. I am legitimately happy to see Ironwood. In fact, I've told pretty much all of my friends that my biggest reason for wanting to watch this show is to see Daddy Ironwood back. So this is the weird thing. So, like, now the rest of the trailer is almost completely based on action, as far as my memory goes. If it proves me wrong, I will admit that I'm just an idiot. But the rest of the trailer is now just all action, as far as I can remember. So RWBY's got a new haircut, and she looks like Cinder. I'm not even gonna say anything like... her haircut looks more like Cinder now. Like, Volume 5 Cinder. That looks like Cinder to me. You can probably hear me smacking the spacebar. Oops. Weiss looks... I mean, she braided her hair into one big centered ponytail, so... Blake cut her hair short. I prefer long hair, so I have a very biased opinion on how that looks. Also looked like... okay, see, here's the thing. Yang looks like she's wearing something fluffy, so it looks to me like Yang has had the common sense to somewhat dress for the cold. While Blake cut her extremely long, extremely thick hair short while she's in a place that's super cold. Hair is really good for keeping you warm, people. Don't cut off your hair and then go to Antarctica. You're going to look like an idiot. And Weiss also probably should have let her hair down. RWBY looks like she grew her hair out, so I don't really think that's a problem. It's weird to me that Blake's done that. Yeah, like, when it comes to these designs, I have very neutral opinions. I think Blake looks worse, but like I said, I'm very biased. Also wondering that, like, how is it that she found... I'm not going to comment. I was going to comment about the coat she's wearing, but I don't know if that's a thing you can just find, because I know nothing about clothes. If you can find a long coat that zips all the way down, who would ever zip that all the way down? I don't know. It's plausible they exist. It's not a problem. I still love how Weiss has no boob line, but Yang obviously does. Her boobs look really small there, though. That's not something I should be fixating on. But Yang's leg looks like a bit of exposed skin in this cold weather, which makes no fucking sense. I like that Blake's wearing pants, because it makes more sense. Like, I don't know why Nora's not wearing pants in her new design, but look, they look alright, okay? I don't really have anything angry to say about them.
I was honestly expecting things to go a lot rougher.
Crow's new voice actor. This is something I've been like going back and forth on since I saw the trailer. Look, he's not terrible. In fact, I dare I say, he sounds good. He sounds like Crow, but there's like this. I can't explain it. He doesn't sound perfectly like Crow, but at the same time, he's good enough. Like, he sounds fine, but I don't know how to say. It's just a little. It seems a little off to me. This is just funny to me. Like, Ruby can hear the most minute things in Volume 6 in the fucking cold, but she couldn't hear some dickhead approaching. Blake has hyper hearing, she couldn't either. And there are people saying that like Ruby characters have hyper senses. This proves them wrong. It wouldn't surprise me if they told John to watch from behind, and like with Pyrrha, he just decided to look the wrong way, and was like, oh shit. So then some dickweed just takes the thingy of knowledge, the relic, and this happens really early on in the volume, as you can tell by the fact that he's staring straight at Ruby's crotch. No, you can tell because they're in their Volume 6 designs, so... Sorry. Ruby's stupid face. Look, I don't like the expressions that they have in Maya, because they look really funny. There's no way to get around it. And often looks like they're using the same expression all the time. A lot of expressions look so samey, but I couldn't help but laugh. Anyway, so, yeah, I thought this was fine. It was hilarious that they didn't really show John's new hair. But, Also, it's funny that Maria's nowhere to be seen. So, like, people have said, I don't know who, I saw someone say that, oh my, she's not there, so I'm hoping that when they land, she just says, okay, I'm gonna go fix my eyes now, and then we never see her again. But, like, it's funny to me, but it would be bad, because I really enjoy Maria's character. So, yeah. And I can't help it, I just feel like saying, John's new hair, it just looks like Miles. I just saw someone comment, I swear, if it's Dudley, I do not think Dudley could incapacitate, unless they have new, like, aura dampening technology, which I don't recall being in the show. It might have been, but I don't recall it being in the show, and I've watched this show, I can't even count now, I don't remember, 7, 8 times, fully, except Volume 6. Like, why don't they just break out? Like, if they can use their semblances, they have no reason to stay trapped. Otherwise, like, it'd be hilarious if this was just trailer bait, and the reason Maria's not on this scene is because she shows up later back from the candy store and beats the villain with old lady candy. That would that would be funny to me. I've seen somebody say that the new voice for Vic is terrible. It's not. It's not. But it's not perfect. I'll quickly say about the new designs. I much prefer the old ones. The old ones I prefer. And by old ones, I mean Volume 4 and 6. I think that I like how Juniper look, the team, in Volume 4 and 6 over Volumes 1 and 3. I just like it, but I just prefer how Ruby looks in Volumes 1 to 3 over how they look in 4 to 6. So, I'm kind of a mixed bag on how I prefer characters look. Crow obviously looks better in 4 and 6 because he looks exactly the fucking same, but the model is better. And I prefer Old Cinder as well. So that was my opinion on this trailer. I've been recording for 18 minutes long instead of playing Monster Hunter World like I intended to do at 1 AM in the morning. And I'm going to try and get this video out to you guys sometime. Auf Wiedersehen.